otherwise known as the Lock-in Stadium. We are in Johor on the southern tip of Malaysia, the champions of Malaysia, and PERSIJA Jakarta, by far the biggest club. Or, well, Bandung would disagree with that, but PERSIJA Jakarta would say by far the biggest club in Indonesia. And we are here for an AFC Cup group match that is fascinating in what it might offer us. Stanley Bernard Samuel, who played football both in Malaysia and in Indonesia, even if only the commentary box, and while the crowd are taking prayers. Your thoughts, Stanley, on this match ahead of us? What do we really know about PERSIJA and the distractions that they might have with the ongoing President's Cup, which they're in the final of in a couple of days' time?
Well, they are taking that seriously. I mean, as much as we've seen Bali United coming out with a very, very weak lineup in this very competition, and we've seen Bambang starting at 37 years old. I don't think you'll be seeing him starting regularly in the Indonesian League. And just coming back about distractions, there was a lot of distractions for the home side itself. They played on a Saturday on a very wet pitch. It was called off in the 56th minute, and that game was rescheduled and on a Sunday 4 p.m. And they had to put out that same lineup. That's the rules. And they've got, what, 24 hours on a Monday, and on a Tuesday night now, they're 5 minutes away from a kickoff. That itself is already tough. Then they lost Marcos Antonio through an injury. Obviously, they had to make a choice of 4 out of the 5 foreigners in this competition. So both fairly going into this match with enough of distractions.
That is the Lock-in Stadium. It is absolutely jam-packed, or maybe not jam-packed, 1 or 2 little spaces where the Boys of Straits guys normally are. I'm sure they'll come in and make themselves heard after prayers. But for 2 of the big teams in Southeast Asia, this is the kind of occasion that we are just whetting our appetite.
I mean, the rivalry, even when Malaysia plays against Indonesia in the national side, whether it's Suzuki Cup, whether it's a SEA Game, it's a fever of itself. It's always been that healthy rivalry, and that's where it comes from. I mean, PERSIJA, a huge club, and I would agree with you as well. Persib Bandung will be arguing with you on that, and just coming to Johor, who's been the stars of Malaysian football for the past 4 years, and they've won everything there is to offer domestically. If they've gone and won this tournament as well in 2015.
These teams qualified. PERSIJA Jakarta, 4th place in the Indonesia League in 2017. JDT are the 4-time defending champions of the Malaysia Super League. PERSIJA are known for their boisterous support. A bit more difficult to get to away trips in Malaysia, but there's a famous face just past us, Bambang Pamungkas. And we haven't seen an awful lot of these players outside of Malaysia, so it's going to be fascinating. Now, I know you've played against several of the guys. Some of the guys up front are Rudy Widodo and Bambang, of course. These fellas can play.
Well, they can. They're very creative. Rudy Widodo, he's got a little final pass, sees a pass early. And Bambang, he needs to work around the perimeters of the box. We know he's got great aerial ability. Even at 37, maybe he doesn't have the spring he used to have. But he's still, certainly, if you can give him service, especially in the air, he's still a good header of the ball. But they'll need to work around that service, and it's not going to be easy. Question marks. Haris has not played in that centre-back role in a long time. We know he can play in that role. He'll be starting in that position because Marcos Antonio has not been chosen for this game, and he's also out injured as well. So Haris coming back into the Malaysian League and then coming back into a centre-back position. Even though we know he can play in that position, you do know centre-back roles are very special roles.
Just to give you the overall context, this is Group H of the AFC Cup. Songlam from Vietnam and Tampines Rovers are the other teams involved in this group. Already Songlam have got themselves a 2-0 victory in Singapore against Tampines Rovers, so they've got themselves in pole position. Only one team is guaranteed a place out of this group into the zonal semi-finals. The second place team, if they're the best of the runner-ups, they have a chance of making it to the zonal semi-finals.